Hello students, today the topic is RNA world. Okay, in this topic we will discuss how DNA originated from RNA and which was the first genetic material. And actually this is a hypothesis, RNA world hypothesis proposed by Alexander Rich in the year 1962. Okay, and remember 3000 billion years ago. We don't know what has happened, how the life originated on this earth surface. And it is only hypothetical view that some non-cellular organisms originated. And these non-cellular organisms are believed to be called progenotes. Progenotes. And these progenotes are having all complex organic compounds like what carbohydrates, proteins, and also a nucleic acid. And that was believed to be which nucleic acid? Ribonucleic acid. And you see, what were the functions performed by this ribonucleic acid in those days? You see, I wrote here functions performed by RNA in ancient prehistoric hypothetical organisms like progenotes. And this RNA in these progenotes behaved as a genetic material. So the first genetic material is RNA. Okay. And this RNA has produced proteinaceous enzymes, which are required for catalyzing the reactions and so that metabolic reactions will occur. Okay, so that the organism will work. So, which is involved? RNA is involved. And not only that, even in them, non-protein enzymes are also formed. And which chemical behaved as a non-proteinaceous enzyme is RNA. And generally, we call it about ribozyme. And this ribozyme behaved as a catalyst. Okay, and it helped in the cleavage of RNA. So the enzyme name is ribonuclease protein, and some helped in breaking of this RNA into pieces, and that breaking is called splicing. And the protein name is small nuclear ribosomal proteins, which can be abbreviated as SNRPs, small nuclear, okay, ribosomal proteins, small nuclear ribosomal proteins. And of course, for the formation of these proteins, protein enzymes, okay, amino acids are required, and these amino acids should be connected. By what bond they are connected? Peptide bond. And for the peptide bond formation, one catalyst is required, and that is peptidyl transferase. And actually, what is that peptidyl transferase? It is none other than RNA. So, peptidyl transferase. These are all the functions performed by RNA itself. So, the RNA, in addition to behaving as a genetic material, it performed all these functions. So, there are so many functions it has to perform. So, it has become a burdensome process, and because of which, during course of evolution, okay, DNA is formed from the RNA with chemical modifications. See, during the course of evolution, DNA has evolved from RNA with chemical modifications. Okay, and now let us see what are those chemical modifications. And we know that RNA has ribose sugar, and the ribose sugar will have OH group or hydroxyl group, which is highly reactive form or reactive group attached to the second carbon. So that's why we mention it as what 2 prime OH group, and that 2 prime OH group, in that O is removed. One oxygen atom has been removed. That is what modification. And as a result of which ribose sugar is converted into deoxyribose sugar. So this is C5H10O5, whereas this is C5H10O4. So one oxygen atom is less. And one more thing, we know that the nitrogen bases associated with the RNA are adenine, guanine, which are purines, and uracil and cytosine are the pyrimidines. But uracil here, it is modified with the addition of a methyl group at fifth carbon position, and it became 5-methyl uracil, which is popularly known as thymine. And due to presence of this methyl group at 5 prime position, so thymine became what a stronger one, and than this uracil. So not only these two, and the third one also, generally RNA is single stranded, but DNA became what double stranded, and making it more stable. That's why the DNA became a more stable compound than RNA. But that doesn't mean that DNA is not doing all the functions that are performed by RNA. Still, RNA is there, and RNA is performing all the functions, except it is not behaving as a genetic material. Okay, we will see what are the functions now performed by this DNA in the present organisms, that is in cellular organisms like prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and what are the functions performed by RNA in these prokaryotes and eukaryotes, which are cellular organisms. So, at present, what DNA and RNA are doing? Okay, DNA is now in all cellular organisms, that is both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, the DNA is behaving as genetic material. And what DNA it is? Double stranded DNA. So the genetic information is now stored in the form of this double stranded DNA. Okay. And whenever this genetic information has to be expressed, and I hope you remember that DNA will undergo transcription and produces mRNA, and the mRNA will undergo translation, and then as a result of which a protein or proteinaceous enzyme is formed, which will catalyze a reaction and helps in the formation of a product which is responsible for that trait or the character. So, but who is having that information of that character, and that information is with DNA. So now let us say what then RNA is doing. And don't forget that RNA is still showing its dominance because it has given only one function to DNA, but it has retained the majority of the functions. Like what? Without this RNA, there won't be any translation, and it is involved in the form in this splicing process because you know that in eukaryotes the RNA that is formed is called hnRNA, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA, which is composed of exons as well as introns. Exons are useful information and introns are useless information. And see, if this hnRNA, if it has to become mRNA, it should undergo a process called splicing. And in that splicing, what are involved? The SNPs are involved. And still, ribonuclease is there, which will help in the breakage of the RNA into fragments. And the most important enzyme, that is peptidyl transferase, which is required for the peptide bond formation between the amino acids, is okay, nothing but RNA, ribosomal RNA. Okay, like that, now we can make a conclusion. Can make a conclusion. So, DNA is best material as genetic material because in DNA form, the genetic information can be stored. For storage, DNA is ideal material for storage. Whereas RNA being okay single stranded, it is best for transmission of genetic information. For transmission, RNA is better material, and for storage, DNA is the best material. This is what the RNA world hypothesis says.